Hey everybody, it's Dead Linux. Okay, sorry. No, I'm not trying to reach out and touch somebody. I'm just trying to see if this camera is doing what it was doing. This is the second attempt, is basically what I'm saying. I tried to record an update. Bye, Lola. 5 seconds or 5 minutes ago, and then I watched it back, and this camera, for whatever reason, didn't want to pick up on my focus settings, so it constantly wanted to autofocus, and it couldn't figure itself out, so I was constantly pulsing in and out, and it was really annoying, so I thought, that's too much to annoy you with. Normally I wouldn't care, but that was too much for even me. So hi! My whole goal of this was to provide an update. And I keep looking over here to make sure I don't look like an idiot. For what's been going on, not really much, right? I mean, you haven't seen anything on the channel for a long time. Twitch, I've had a couple of streams this year, I think. Just workout streams. I haven't streamed video games in a long time, and I haven't uploaded anything to YouTube in a long time for video game streaming either. And I apologize for that. I know it doesn't really matter, right? You guys don't care. You guys have other things you can watch, of course. But I just don't want you to think I'm dead, obviously. I mean, I am dead. I mean, the whole name of Dead Linux, that's kind of the reason, right? But basically, I'm just kind of, I did it in my own volition. Nothing, well, there's personal stuff going on, both, in the background here. Sort of, I'm not going to say any more sort of medical stuff with me a little bit now, because I'm getting older. If it comes to a head, I'll let you know, but right now it doesn't seem like it's anything too serious, nothing catastrophic, just things I gotta take care of, and then stuff on the background for personal stuff other than that, and work is kind of in a transitional phase, all that kind of thing. So that kind of mental bandwidth gets sort of truncated, gets kind of closed off a little bit. So not that that's an excuse, but it is. I mean, I'm using it as an excuse, but I don't mean to, because really what the problem is just kind of trying to get inspired in something that I want to create and do, that would force me to keep sitting at this desk for longer. And I think that's the biggest thing too, is this is where I've been working for the past, well, since COVID, right? Working from home. I've been working here, and I'll go to work here, and then I stop work, and then the last thing I do is want to keep sitting down here in the basement. So maybe it's a winter thing too, but it's also just, I just don't want to be around it, for better or for worse. I don't even know what to tell you with that. It's just trying to figure that out. And I know I've asked before about kind of advice on how to keep that, make it fresh again. I've got, multiple monitors and all that kind of stuff. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need fewer monitors. Maybe I need a distinct setup for work versus play. But work is kind of play too now, because I'm recording more. Well, I'm back into recording for work, with videos and things like that. So that was the other reason that made me think I probably should do an update video, because I haven't. I'm also waiting to my caffeine to kick in before I start my workout. I've started giving up a lot of the supplements, so now it's just straight coffee, but for other reasons. But before I actually start getting a workout today, because that's all I've really been doing. That's the one thing I'm kind of been keeping with, is working out, exercising, lifting, resistance training, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully it kind of shows off on stream, maybe not. Probably still look like just the same asshole I looked like before. But yeah, the hair is gone. The hair was gone just as to make a distinct change. I think for those of you that know me, I usually will cut my hair if I feel like I need something to kind of wake me up. And this is kind of one of those moments. So I kind of shaved it or cut it all off and went with something a little bit different. It'll grow back out again, but for right now, it's a little bit like this. But as far as changes with me, we did get another kitty. I think I posted somewhere about her, little black kitty. She's adorable. So that's a different change, and that's about it. Otherwise, the biggest sticking point is I don't have the same problems as other YouTube creators or Twitch streamers, because I don't stream or create much anymore. I'd like to. I feel like I want to. I play with Linux all the time. I'm playing with this setup down here like it's a studio. I've got 2 cameras set up. I've got a camera way over there. I've got a camera over here that's brand new that I'm fighting with, which is why I better not be doing it again. I think it stopped. Yes, I'm not trying to grab you by the face. I'm just trying to see if the focus it keeps auto-focusing, and it looks like it shut off, I think. I don't know. I can't. Yeah, the corner of my eye, I keep seeing if it's trying to catch it or not. And I have, my stream set up to be basically automatic. And a lot of it, too, is I've kind of gotten away with some of the habits I used to have for streaming, which is to make it as simple as possible so you can just get ready and go to create content, to create videos, to create Twitch streams. And that whole mindset has actually gone towards working out to make working out simpler. And it's almost like the energy I have for working out, talking with friends, or streaming is all coming from the same pool after work, which isn't fair to anybody, but trying to find out how to keep doing things without just being really tired too. And that could be also related to some of the stuff I'm going through. But I wanted to get a channel update video out there because I did do some stuff over Christmas. I'll try to keep at least that tradition going. I did see a new mod loader for Skyrim, Bethesda games, modded gaming on Linux through Flatpak. So it's not anything really extreme, but I wanted to see if it would work for playing Skyrim on Linux that way. Because if so, forget about it. That makes it a lot easier. Because right now I use Mod Organizer, and getting Mod Organizer to work in Linux takes a bunch of scripting from Rocker Bacon, who thank you very much for all the work you've done. And not that you'll see this, but if you happen to, thank you. Who hosts all their scripts on GitHub for getting Mod Organizer 2 working in Linux, and it works really well. But if this is something a little bit more streamlined, I'd like to use something like that because that would make it easier to use modded games. Because it's a different era for Linux gaming. I mean, you can game on Linux now. I know there was a couple of videos. I think some people have sent me a couple from other people, like PewDiePie did one, and was it Jay Collis? I can't remember, or JZ2 No, JZ2 Not Jay Collis is another streamer, but I think it was JZ2 who started gaming on Linux, and saw that. I think I watched a little bit of it, but then I saw the other one. We're like, there's still some problems. Like, yeah, we've done it. We've been gaming on Linux for as long as I've been out on the internet, so it's no big deal for me. I'm going to continue to do it. I have fun doing it, and it's a lot easier now. But the series I used to do with Does It Run on Linux, I want to kind of bring that back, because one of the things I found more enjoyable than anything else was trying to get a game that I've never touched before to run on Linux and see if it works. If it works, I get bored again because it didn't break. I want it to break. And if it doesn't break, then it's not as much fun for me. And I know that's really demented, but it's the truth. But for right now, I think for streaming purposes, I don't know if I'll be playing video games. If I do anything, I've got the setup here for my workouts, so I might just do that like I had been doing. The only problem is I'm not going to do that for every workout because it slows them down a lot. I don't want to do that too often. Rambling. But long story short is I think we're seeing a lot of changes with the whole nature of the game, of the internet game, of the internet persona game, of being out here in some way, shape, or form. Now being it TikTok, or being it streaming, or being it on YouTube, they're all platforms that have kind of undergone a kind of transition period into what they currently are. And what they currently are is kind of a mess. Which I think is disappointing a lot of creators. I think it's irritating, frustrating a lot of people for multiple reasons. And I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon until we see the next big thing come around that then companies and conglomerates now have to scramble to try and put rails on. So I kind of stay away from all that because I don't do this to make money off of it. I don't do this to get some sort of fame. I do it because it's fun, and if I get a little bit of a following, get some people watching, then I get what I want. But if I don't do something that I want to do, that I'm excited about, then it doesn't have the motive for me. So that's kind of the other thing too. Just a lot of things compile up, and I think that happens to anybody, and you can let it kind of add up and kind of take away from your momentum or not. But it's also trying to find how to stack things that you want to do on top of each other so they're easier to do. So trying to find a way of incorporating the workouts that I do into some sort of online persona, because I think it is important. I think I'm kind of the oddball that how many Linux users and gamers do you know that then also stream their workouts? I don't think there are any. So, and then I'm using 3 machines at once, plus a regular streaming setup. And I've got lights too, but I'm just not using them right now. Although this camera seems to be doing pretty well with the low lighting. So I don't know. I don't know what will catch my interest, but I do know I do have some traveling coming up for work. I'll be gone quite a bit of September of this month and next month, and then we'll see. I would like to score out some time, and maybe it'll just be once a week, and maybe it will be something gaming related. I don't know. I really kind of like this little lapel mic though. It's coming in handy as far as just kind of a kick around microphone, to replace having to be stuck near the desk. I can get up and walk around, and I can, obviously do the workout thing here. But anyway, for those of you who have hung around, thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, there was another thing I was going to say too. And I said this in the video that I just recorded that I hated, so I'll say it now. The other thing that was nice is what I'd like to do is get back into streaming something where I can get into a rhythm, like Death Stranding, like Skyrim, like even Spiritfarer, where it was something I could get, like, kind of get my teeth sunk into. And I think one of the biggest things I'm having a problem with is, and Death Stranding surprisingly gave me this, Skyrim obviously did, is games where games should be an escape, and for me, escape is almost living out a fantasy a little bit. And Skyrim, you can build your own fantasy, and I've always enjoyed that part of the sandbox experience is you can build your own adventure and then play it. I feel Skyrim does that because of the modded part of it. You can make yourself into something you want to kind of be or play with, kind of like building your own toy set. Death Stranding was a little different, but it also allowed you to play a lot. And I enjoy that. And by play, I mean not play a game with points and beating the boss. I mean play as in, what does this do? How can I screw this up? What other things are there to play around with? Why do I have to do the main story? I can just make up my own story. And I like that. And so for those of you that, and besides, something like Oblivion or other or Fallout, although those are good examples. If any of you have any other examples of games like that, that you think like, hey, yeah, no, this is what I like, and I just like playing around with it, let me know in the comments. Particularly if it's modded and we can add pieces to it. Valheim comes to mind as well. Same kind of thing, where you don't have to progress A to B to C to D and finish the game. It's Minecraft, right? It's those sorts of games where, I want to pretend to be such and such a thing, and I want to pretend to be a stealth archer who whatever, and I'm not a big CRPG fan, although that does lend itself to it, doesn't it? Anyway, that's what I wanted to say. That was one of the things that I keep trying to find too, and I don't know if I'm chasing it on purpose or not, but we'll see. I thought Starfield would give that. I didn't get that feeling out of Starfield. I wanted more of a wild, diverse universe, and I don't feel like I got it. I felt like I got Fallout in space, which is okay, but I wasn't ready for it. I was waiting for, alien civilizations and things to show up, kind of like No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky would be a good one, right? But this video went longer than I intended. I'm gonna try and keep on the 15-minute mark, but around that. But anyway, I hope you all are well. For those of you who kind of been keeping track of the channel and keeping track of me, either through Discord or through Instagram or through Blue Sky, Threads, Mastodon, YouTube as occasionally, and Twitch as occasionally. appreciate you guys. It's always been fun to get to know you all, and I'm glad we keep in touch. I'd like to try and, keep the home fires burning a little bit more, and I just wish I could find a way to do that in an easy way. But I'll keep thinking about it. I'll keep working through, see what we come up with. But the lat pull down is calling me, so I'm going to go use that. And I've also got the total gym here too. That's the other thing too, is the workouts I do are weird. So that's the other reason why I don't think there's anybody else on Twitch using a total gym. That's for sure. Thank you, Hybrid Resistance. But I don't know what the future holds. I hope it's good things. I have my doubts. But as far as we're concerned, with my little corner of the internet, not going anywhere anytime soon. We're not getting anywhere anytime soon, but we're not going anywhere anytime soon. So feel free to hit me up on any of those platforms or post a comment down below and say hi. Otherwise, we will see you when we see you, hopefully in the next stream and hopefully in the next video. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time.